So guys, when it comes to Razer products, anything with an X denotes that it's more of an affordable product from Razer. Now, we're going to be today looking, as mentioned, at the Razer Opus X, and I did do a review on the Razer Basilisk X, which you should be able to see here. But this is not to do a comparison between the Opus and the Opus X. If you do want to know, the main difference is that the Opus has THX sound and the Opus X does not. But we're going to be looking at the Opus X in and of itself. We're going to be looking at its comfort. We're going to be looking at the audio drivers. We're going to be looking at the microphone. We're going to be looking at everything that makes the Opus X the Opus X. And as per normal, we'll be looking at the tech. We'll be looking at the design. We're going to be looking at the software, and then we'll draw an overall conclusion. But as we always go, let's look at this Opus X just a little bit closer. So first things first, the unboxing experience, and you'll see this in front of you right now. Razer is such an experience when it comes to unboxing, and you can see even in their budget range how much care and consideration they put into the unboxing experience of this product, from the protection levels that they ensure that the product arrives in absolute tip-top condition and as mint as the day that it left the factory. Now let's start off with design, and apologies if I am talking a little bit loud. It's because the isolation in this is absolutely insane. I can hear my computer fans going a little bit, but it's uber silent, and we'll talk about active noise cancellation when we get to tech specs, but let's take this off for a second. Now this is a typical overhead band or Alice band type design, where you can see it's got quite a bit of stretch and there's not any creaking that's happening. So I do believe this is quite a quality band that we are looking at, and this is achieved through the metal that you'll see on the outside. Further to that, you can hear it does have notch click, so that when you do put it over your head, it's not going to be flimsy. It'll be able to click nicely into place depending on the size of your head. Talking about sizes of heads, this fit me quite well, but it didn't fit my wife, who does have quite a small head. So if you guys don't see me in the next review, it's because I've been killed. But let's move on from that. The design is a leatherette, so we can see at the top it's leatherette, at the bottom it's leatherette, as well as a nice cushion. There's actually cushioning on both sides, so it does have quite a nice feel on your head. Also on your ears, it does have good cushioning there with the leatherette, and on the inside we do have a soft fabric. Now, because this is a leatherette, we do need to have pressure relief, and what Razer has done is they've created pressure relief on full fronts, right? On the left and right, we'll be able to see that there is a pressure relief hole over there, which I should be able to show you a overhead shot, but more difficult to see is a pressure relief over there. So when you do put these on, you're not going to have any pressure on your eardrums by pushing that, because we do have 2 areas, or 4 areas rather, of pressure relief. Now it is a swivel design, so you'll be able to put it down quite nicely on the swivel, or obviously hanging it up. But yeah, that swivel design is quite nice, and then the actual ear cups are on a hinge as well, so that'll make sure that it fits nice and snug to your head. Moving on from that, we will see 4 buttons on this design, and that is the off button, and we'll explain that when we go through, because there's a this is also how you activate the Bluetooth, as well as sound louder and softer, and then you'll see a weird little O, and that's how you change the different type of setting that it is on. Now, I do my homework when it comes down to making sure that I recommend products that are really quality. Now, I did see in the Opus, which is quite an expensive headset, that there were complaints of it breaking right here, just the plastic off of that. Now, there is play and flex in this, and I would expect it to have flex, because if you had to push this like this, if it didn't have any flex, it's going to snap off or separate immediately. Now, these are 2 separate panels that are conjointed over here. here. So I do see how that could be a problem, especially over time. But looking at this, I honestly don't see that this is going to be an issue with every single headset. Maybe a 1 in 1,000 type of issue, depending on maybe that individual's plastic, because obviously these are, every single headset is going to be different with regards to what components were used. But again, I don't see how that is going to be an issue. But if it is an issue, this does come with a 2-year warranty, so not something I would be stressing about too much, because honestly, again, I don't see how that is going to be an issue unless it's being thrown around or it is just an unlucky case. Also on design, it does come in a variety of colors, being white, green, pink, and I have seen black. I don't know if black applies only to the Opus, but there are, at least in Opus X, green, pink, and white color varieties. So let's talk about tech specs and connectivity first. How this device connects is through Bluetooth and Bluetooth only. So that means that it can connect to any PC that has Bluetooth, a cell phone, which is what its design is, which I'll go over when we talk about performance, a laptop, a tablet, and so on and so forth. It connects Bluetooth 5 to be more exact. Next on tech specs, more of a software thing, but it is active noise cancellation. So what that does is simply, when you have the headset on, the active noise cancellation will pick up any ambient noise that may or may not be around you and tries to nullify them, or actively nullifies these sounds so that you have a more immersive sound experience. Next on tech specs are the audio drivers. Now these have 40mm audio drivers that are custom tuned. Now I couldn't find out who custom tuned them, and also I couldn't find the manufacturer of the drivers because they don't let me open these yet. But what I can tell you is that the frequency range of these drivers are 20 Hertz to 20 kilohertz, which is a perfect balance for what the human ear is actually capable to hear. Any lower or any higher, you're actually starting to pay for technology or for frequencies that you typically won't be able to pick up. Now, Razer says that this headset can get about 30 to 40 hours of use before the battery dies, and that is, I guess, depending if active noise cancellation or quick attention mode is on or off. I experienced around 25 hours. I really couldn't go through all the tests, but I was around 25 to 28 hours, which is still a long time. And the device charges within 30 minutes to an hour, depending on if you're connecting it to your PC or directly into a wall plug. Lastly, on tech specs, we will speak about the fact that it's got a USB-C, and this is for charge only. This is a truly and only wireless headset. Next is software. So if you turn on Bluetooth and you're trying to connect it to a laptop or a computer, you will see two Bluetooth connections. The first is called Studio, the second is called hands-free. Now, if you put it on hands-free, the audio quality is horrid. Yes, horrid, but you can speak in game and on Discord, for example. But if you change it to Studio, the sound is phenomenal, but you cannot talk in Discord or in game, which I find very strange, and maybe that's just an update or something that needs to happen from Razer's side. But I believe this is because this device is more put towards a mobile experience, mobile being tablet or cell phone, because yes, gaming is also on a cell phone or a tablet. Now, there is a really cool app that you can download on the Play Store or on Apple, and what we're going to do next is we're actually going to dive into the software that you can download. So first you want to download Razer Audio and pair the device. It should find the device if the Bluetooth is on, and then once the circle stops spinning and the headset starts to lift, you'll know that the device has been paired. You will be able to go into the top right on the cog, and that will give you auto shut off, which I recommend to put on never, otherwise it just doesn't shut off, rather shut off manually, and you'll get prompt language, firmware version devices, and so on and so forth. Next, you'll be able to choose your sound quality or settings from Amplify, Default, Enhanced Bass, Enhanced Clarity, and Vocal. Also, the ability to change active noise cancellation from on, off, or ambient. Lastly, gaming mode. And then right at the bottom, you will see that it does prompt you to update the firmware. Performance. So the performance on PC, as already stated, was not that great unless I just put it as a studio device. Now you can get a supplementary audio pickup and then use this as a headset which works phenomenally. Well, not a headset, headphones to be more technically correct. But where this did really perform well is in a mobile experience. Playing mobile games is great. Listening to media, listening to songs, which is media, was really, really good. Hands-free was good because you can make and take WhatsApp calls on this, and you can make and take normal calls on this, and it was really good. The sound quality was good. There were no issues for people being able to hear me on the other side, and I could hear crisp and clear when using this device. You can go to gym with it, you can connect it to your TV, so it is a really well-rounded lifestyle product that you can use pretty much anywhere. So features. Now features, really quick section. Obviously active noise cancellation is a really cool feature, but what I found really cool was quick response mode. So what quick response mode did was, as soon as you activated it, what it did was through the microphone picked up the ambient noise and fed it through to the headset, so that if somebody is speaking to you, you're not completely isolated. So if you are one of those, and I actually am, that don't like to be completely immersed, I actually take always an earphone off for the most part, because I like to know what's going on around me. So for this to be able to feed the sound that's going on around me and feed it in so that I'm aware of what's going on, that was such a cool feature. Now last on features is gaming mode, and that is when you hold in the function button for around about 5 seconds, you will hear an audible voice going, "Gaming mode enabled." Now what this is meant to do is it's supposed to lower the frequency between the device and the headset, i.e. you're hearing the sound quality faster. But I can honestly say that I personally didn't see or hear too much of a difference from enacting normal to gaming mode. Okay guys, time to conclude, and the conclusion's a bit weird and different, and let me explain why. Overseas, this retails for about $99 US. In South Africa, after tax, is about $1,899 that you'll be able to find it in retail. Now, you cannot go and compare this against a MSI headset or an ROG headset or even a Razer headset. Why? Because this is not aimed or is not designed for a gaming demographic. This is lifestyle, which means that it has to compete against the Sonys, Sennheiser, Bose, JBLs of the world. So I cannot give an honest review, or I cannot do an honest comparison. Why? Because I haven't used any of those products, so I can't say that this is better than that. But what I can say is that I use this product while driving, I use this product to listen to music, I use this product while going for a run, and just general life things. I even use it while gaming. Yes, the sound was an issue the sound was an issue with being able to talk. However, I did find the product really enjoyable. I found it very comfortable, and I found it a good user experience. So if you're looking for something that you can take anywhere or use anywhere, and minus obviously the audio issues from a PC side, if you're going to be using this purely for mobile, it is definitely something that I would look at. Guys, I really hope that you enjoyed this review, and I look forward to seeing you on the next one. Cheers, goodbye.